Hi, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. I'm going to share with you what helped my son's eczema go away after battling it for 2.5 years. So, I'm going to tell about my 12-week online course for ages 18 on up. It starts Monday, June 24th, and goes to September 9th. Every Monday for an hour to an hour and a half, you get live training with visuals, and then you get weekly homework to work on throughout the week. And then one-on-one, you meet with me for 15 minutes on a phone call to talk about your progress and make it more personalized for your targeted goal areas. So this class is to help in the healing process, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. For 30 plus years, I was stuck in a dark place, not knowing how to heal, stuck in my trauma, stuck in the victim mode. And when I hit rock bottom, going on 9 years ago, it was when I got the tools that I needed to move forward, just little bit by little bit. And every time I've gotten tools, I've implemented them, and they've just been a part of my life. And I have not had depression or suicidal thoughts. I have been able to move forward in healing, and it's been a miracle. It's been tremendous. And I teach techniques through mindfulness and connecting with the inner child, and a lot of tools to heal and help you move on. So click on the link in the comments below to learn about that. The first 20 that register for this course gets 50% off. 50% off. It's valuable. So I said heal spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Physically, I offer over 24 home health remedies that will help you and your family, empower you to take care of yourselves. Also, I offer a way to clear emotions that you might be stuck in, and emotions that you might not realize that you're stuck in, and how it affects us from day to day, and how to use the mental processes of rewiring our brain and have a new set of thinking. And it takes time, but there's just lots of fun ways and techniques to do this. And then spiritually, I didn't have a connection with God. I didn't feel worthy. And I've come up with been led to different ways of connecting with God, making it more personable. And anyway, that's what I include in the class. It's chock full of information that will bless you and the lives of others as well. Bring somebody on the journey with you. Invite a friend, a sister, a brother, a coworker, whatever. This class is for ages 18 on up. Okay, so I am going to share what helped my son's eczema that I had dealt with for 2.5 years. I tried everything except for one thing. So I'll tell you about the one thing I did not try. So my son, from the time he was about 6 months old to, earlier than 6 months old, maybe 3, anyway, 3 months old, he started developing a rash, and it was eczema. I had tried everything. The one thing I did not try was bleach in the bathtub. I heard the rumor going around all the time. My friends would see my son's skin, and it was just really scaly and bad on the tops of his hands and in his elbows and the crease of elbows and up and down his legs. And he had it even on his stomach. He had it everywhere. And I would have, well-meaning people that were like, oh yeah, a friend of mine, she took her child to the doctor for eczema, and they just said to put a half a cup of bleach in the bathtub. And I thought that was insane. I was like, I'm not going there. I'm not doing that. It was well before I switched over green, taking out all the chemicals in our household. But that just was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But I had tried coconut oil, and that seemed to help a little bit. And coconut oil is great. It's an antifungal, it's an antimicrobial, it's antibacterial. So it is great, the coconut oil, but it just was not getting rid of his eczema. It would help a little bit, but it wasn't getting rid of it. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. And so, and I have tried different creams, over-the-counter creams and different things, and nothing was helping for his eczema. So I uh, went to my first Norwex home party, right? I was invited to a party. And I really didn't want to go. Like most people, I wasn't interested in, going to watch a spill of someone trying to sell something to me. And, but as she was teaching the class, she was teaching about the harmfulness of chemicals and what they're doing to our health and what it could do for the health of our family if we ditch the chemicals. And as she was talking, my ears perked up when she talked about eczema. She was like, she had said that she had known of people that used the Norwex body cloths strictly with just water were able to clear up their eczema. And I thought, wow, are you kidding? So I tried it. I was like, what do I got to lose? I told her, look, I've had a baby that's dealt with eczema for going on 2.5 years. And I said, what do you suggest? And she said, just this body cloth and water. Don't use soap. Soap is agitating to the skin. Just use this cloth and water and nothing else. And it was really hard. At the time I had 3 little boys that just got dirty. They loved to play outside. And the thought of not using soap, I'm like, ew, that's gross. But I just used no soap. And I just used that cloth and water. Just cloth and water. And believe you me, my boys are outside, playing outside, getting barefoot, right? Boys don't like shoes to keep their shoes on. Barefoot, they'd come in and their feet were just black from, walking on the sidewalks, the road, and, not in the middle of the road, but you know what I'm saying? They were playing in dirt and they would get really dirty. And so I used, the first couple of times I used this cloth with just water and I was just like, oh my goodness. I mean, it got you clean. And it made them clean. Anyway, after I had used this cloth, a body cloth, on my son that had had eczema for 2.5 years, after 3 days, I want to say by the end of the 3rd day, or anyway, the 4th day, let's just say by the 4th day, his eczema that I had been battling with was completely gone. Not a sign of eczema on his body. So that's when I decided to become a Norwex consultant. And I decided that, you know what, this is something that's worked. And I've tried so many other things and this works. So it helps with skin issues, the Norwex body cloths. So yes, I am a consultant for Norwex because I don't do parties and all that stuff because my schedule doesn't allow. But I'm a firm believer in ditching and getting rid of the toxic chemicals, and that's just the company I was introduced to first. And so I just gained such a love and appreciation for getting rid of the chemicals out of my home. And I noticed it really helped the health of my family. I had no idea that. And what's funny is within 2 years of me becoming a Norwex consultant, maybe a year, 2.5 years, 2 years. Anyway, I happened to turn on the TV, and I'm not a TV watcher. But I happened to turn on the TV for something, and the Today Show popped up. Mind you, this is around 2014, 2015-ish. Anyway, there was a doctor that they had on the Today Show, and he was talking about how we don't need soap every day. Soap dries out the skin. It has chemicals in it that our body just could could live without. And so he was just telling people, try to go every 5 or 6 days without soap. And I'm there yelling at the TV screen going, you don't need soap ever. When you have a Norwex body cloth, you don't ever need soap. And so that's what a firm believer I am in the Norwex body cloth. It works amazing. My husband calls it the miracle cloth to this day because he uses it to clean up in the shower. And that's just it, the cloth and the water. And it works fabulously and you feel really clean. And so just look at your options of going green. I'm a firm believer in getting rid of as much toxic chemicals in your surrounding as you can. We have the power to, now more than ever, we have the information out that we need. And there's so many other things that we can use besides the chemicals, so many natural things that we can use. So, hit the link in the comments below to check out my website there. And God bless. Your health is everything. If you don't have your physical health, then it's hard to focus on the spiritual, emotional, mental. So, working on our physical health, ditching the chemicals, is right up there with ditching the toxic, harmful foods that are going into our bodies. And did you know that over 80,000 chemicals have been introduced to society the last couple decades? Over 80,000. That is a ton of chemicals. And unfortunately, 5%, if that, have been tested for human consumption and safety, have been tested safe or deemed like okay or whatever. But they're just, it's just scary that you see all these commercials of companies selling their product when the product, I look at all these products and it's harming the health of others like crazy. So do your research and keep your family healthy. God bless, and until next time, bye.